What it do, what it do, what it do. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Most definitely hit that bell icon. It's a notification bell that alerts you all content that will drop to my YouTube channel. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up, the AKA the like button. YouTube appreciate that. S.L.R Media TV we appreciate that. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I need everybody to go double back, go to my second YouTube channel, S.L.R Sports News TV. We on the road to 900 subscribers. So I need everybody to continue to support the channel, continue to support the channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment to both channels. Help both my channels get more viewers, more subscribers. Push both of my channels further to the YouTube algorithm to be noticed. And guess what? It's all free. But this is the season of giving and generosity. And if you like the content, you like what I do, make sure you show your generosity and show your thanks and show your compassion as hitting the cash app $ all caps SRED 40. All information is picked at the top of the ticker. You looking for the like button? It's the three dots on the right hand side. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my future subscribers. You see the title. You see the title. In Bryce Show, we trust Rico Dowdle. Trust the process. You know, it's been a minute since I've been coming on here doing this Carolina Panthers stuff. I bet I pretty much just doing the Carolina Panthers just on Sundays when we go live for the football games. But I need to get some more. I need to get some more Carolina Panther content in. So this is going to be the start of it again. Yeah, I fell back a little bit, but I told you I was falling back a little bit on the Carolina Panther content because I'm doing other stuff beyond YouTube. So what I'm doing is been gathering my attention more than YouTube. But I'm getting back to it, you know what I'm saying? Get back and dropping more Carolina Panther content. And like I said before, we in the winners. So let's get into this because like I said before, I was the one. S.L.R was the one that pretty much said that the Carolina Panthers, if you're gonna get anything out the Carolina Panthers, if you want to see any winning or substance or something that shows Dave Canales and Bryce Young can work together, is the Carolina Panthers basically taking Bryce back to day one, stripping him down, getting about 4 or 5 pass plays and everything else on the run. I told you exactly what they was going to do. They were going to give him the Dak Prescott treatment, and that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, but y'all want to say S.L.R. You're wrong. You're wrong, S.L.R. Why do they want to do that, S.L.R.? We got all these wide receivers. We got Bryce Young. Why would we want to go to a ground and pound game? Why do we want to go to a time possession game? Why do we want to be the team that's winning the time possession? I told y'all. This is how you're going to get any production out of Bryce Young. And voila. Look what happened. The Carolina Panthers went on my YouTube channel, seen the content, and it was like, you know what? Out of all the Carolina Panther content creators out here, he's the only one that's bold enough to step out there and say things like this and be truthful about it. And now y'all loving it. Now you're riding the wave. Now you're riding the ground and pound wave. Y'all don't even want to see Bryce throw the ball over 20 times. Just hand the ball off to Rico. Y'all was the same ones that told S.L.R. he being delusional, he's trolling, he don't know what he talking about. Why would you say something like that? That look crazy. Why would the Carolina Panthers go to a ground and pound game when they got all these wide receivers? They're doing it now. What you got to say now? That's all I'm saying. I mean, what do you have to say now? Because once again, S.L.R has been right. Now, what I said was, what can I say that I was wrong at? Carolina Panthers won't. Carolina Panthers won't be getting the number one pick. Nah, they won't. Nah, they won't. We don't blew that. But I tell you what, though, if you think this is sustainable, you think that the Carolina Panthers can continue to get away with this type of game plan week after week. If you think that the Carolina Panthers can get away with Bryce Young throwing for 120, 200 yards and not win a game on his own strength of his arm, his ability, I'm sorry. Y'all gonna be here for a rude awakening. And it's kind of crazy that y'all talking about playoffs. We only got one dominant player. The league do get film. They're going to shut Rico Dowdle down. What are you going to do then? Oh, matter of fact, by the way, Rico's playing on an injury growing. On top of that, and we know about Dave Canales. We know he loves to run his running backs down to the ground. Chuba, Jonathan Brooks, Rico Dow. What are you going to do if the Carolina Panthers have to sit Rico? Rico is one tweak hammy away for being out for 2 to 4 weeks. And you think you could just go back to Chuba? You think you could just go back to Chuba Duper? Chuba Hubbard? Chuba Duper Hubbard? After you played him, after you lied in his face? And you really think that Chuba's gonna give his all? Nah, 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 nah. What up, Cologne? What's good with you? I'm expecting the Carolina Panthers to beat the Saints Sunday. Yeah, I said it. I am expecting the Carolina Panthers to beat the New Orleans Saints and go 6-4. Yeah, I said it. Listen, ain't nothing changed with me. I still stand on what I said. This record and this team is fool's gold. The only way that you're gonna get me to even believe in this team that it might be something there, you gotta get to the playoffs. You gotta get to the playoffs. Gotta get to the playoffs. I don't trust this team because the simple fact is we are relying on a run game and shorten the quarterback's play. When the head coach don't trust the quarterback, how do you expect this team to win? How? S.L.R has been right the whole time about this team, and I'm going to continue to be right. Once again, I don't believe in Dave Canales. I don't. If we didn't have Rico Dow, y'all be ready to fire Dave Canales. If we didn't have Rico Dow, y'all be ready to get rid of Bryce Young. I'm just being facts. I'm just being facts. I can't believe in a head coach when we came and scored fucking 21 or 30 fucking points. How? I can't believe in a head coach that is offensive handicap because he's just not that good. He just got lucky that he got Rico Dow back there. Without Rico Dow back there, y'all would be ready to get rid of Dave Canales. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. This man is not a good coach, bro. He's not. Rico Dow is the only reason why Dave Canales is still not been talked about being on the hot seat, being flamed up. It wouldn't be for Rico Dow, we'd be counting down the days of Dave Canales being fired. So for that, I don't believe in this offense. I don't believe in the head coach. I don't believe in the quarterback, and I most definitely don't believe in this defense. I don't believe in this defense because this defense can be had very easily. This bend don't break shit. Like I said, this defense can be had. This whole team can be had. Right now, y'all just in a facade. Y'all fools go. Y'all believe motherfucker. Y'all, this what y'all do. Y'all believe Cubans zirconians is real diamonds. That's what the fuck the Carolina Panthers is right now. Cuban zirconians, and y'all think that shit is real diamonds. We always struggling to score points. Either that or we always behind. I mean, come on, really look at it. We don't always score 21 points by halftime. Bryce Young don't even have a fucking 100 yards. Bryce Young don't even have 200 yards by halftime. How can you take this team serious? We are one injury away. Then y'all right back crying again. Yeah. Y'all back begging Chuba. Chuba, please, please, Chuba, go back to Chuba last year. If I were Chuba, I'd throw my middle fingers up and say, fuck y'all. That's exactly what I say. Kiss my ass. I ain't doing nothing for this traitor ass team. Nothing. Fucking toy soldier ass team. Fuck them. Nah, don't believe in him. Don't believe in this team. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose to the Saints. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't believe in this team. And for y'all to think motherfucking Dan Canales is fucking coach of the year candidate, y'all ridiculous. Dan Canales continue to run Rico down to the ground. Continue. Once Rico get hurt, then what the fuck you gonna do then, Dave? What are you gonna do then? Huh? Huh? What you gonna do? So you got these people fooled. You ain't got me fooled. You might have the rest of the Carolina Panther podcasters and fans fooled. You ain't got me fooled. You ain't got me fooled. We know it's coming. The Rico Dowdle injury is coming. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Because eventually you're going to have to look your quarterback in the face, in the eyes, and say, can you go out there and win this game? Can you? I try, coach. That's exactly what the fuck he gonna say. He'll try. Trying ain't good enough. Bryce Young, how can you win with a quarterback that is content with the stats? He's content for throwing for 100 or 200 yards. Bryce Young was worried about winning. He's tired of losing. But when you putting up piss poor stats like Bryce Young, how can you look at this guy and trust this guy to go out there and lead these men to victory? Especially when when your running back is you listen. Rico Dowdle has a serious groin injury. If he injures that groin, pulls it, anything, he's done for. Then what are y'all going to do then? What are you going to do then? You looking at Chuba Hubbard, Chuba looking at y'all like, fuck y'all. Y'all turn your backs on me. Don't look at me now. You think I'm going to run my hardest now? Shit me. Shit me. Then you going to hold me hostage and not trade me at the trade deadline? Get out of here. Then the Carolina Panthers didn't make no moves at the trade deadline. That shit going to come back on them. It's going to come back on them. Trust me. It's going to come back on them.
Great power comes great responsibility.
Great power comes with great responsibilities. That's all I'm saying. Let's get into some of this good at. Let's get into some of this good content. Get into this.
All right, here we got it. Ah! Drake may hit Cam Newton. It's my dog. I can't even get mad at him, dog. And first and foremost, Bryce, I just want to know what's going on out there, dog. Come on, baby. Let's go. And then I just don't understand. We punt the ball. We missed 2 tackles. Are we not doing tackling drills in practice, dog? Come on, baby. We just had a 30-0 week. Y'all act like y'all won the Super Bowl. Come out here playing like this, dog. We had a good first drive, but dog, this right here is unacceptable. I can't accept it at all, dog. Come on, man. The Patriots? But I don't know what it is, dog. We just can't be inconsistent, baby. If we not inconsistent, we gon' win. Straight up. Put the ball in front of Ted. Let's go. We trying to get him hurt? And then just check out the left goal right here, dog. If you don't know the play, tell him call timeout, dog. Cause we can't have this right here, dog. Look at the left goal right here, man. He just whooped you, dog. And look what you gonna do. Look at him go get Bryce. Bryce can't keep his feet, man. Come on. We gotta do better. But hey, man, this is the last rep I'm reacting to, dog, because we got more football to play, and we're gonna make this comeback, dog. But man, who do y'all see open on this play right here, dog? Why would you throw that? But hey, man, I just hope we don't think we did nothing last week, dog. 30-0 Atlanta Falcons, dog. They're trash. Absolutely trash, dog. What are we doing this week, man? We better make a comeback, or it's gonna be a problem. And then another O-lineman got hurt. Come on, baby. But hey, man, y'all drop in the comments down below, man. What do you think? One name, Icky. Eating dirt. He just wrapped up. Look at the boom. Look at the punch. Absolutely dropped it to the ground. I don't know what y'all thought, but Icky finna get paid. Look at this. Nothing. That's box. Get up. Y'all boys not seeing us. Us. Patient. Shuffling them feet, a tight base, staying in front of him, make sure he can't get to that QB. Look at that. Icky, I don't know what kind of game he thought this was gonna be, but I know what kind of game you had. Yes, sir. Staying in front of him. That's box. Future lineman, don't take some throwing on nose, man. Look at Icky. Us. Boom. Look at that punch right there. I see you, boy. Look at him. Tight base, good feet, and make sure he don't get to Bryce. Are you crazy? He trying to swim move on Icky? You gonna give me your body like that? Oh, we gonna take advantage of that, dude. Future D lineman, don't get your body up like this. As soon as he throw that swim, we under that, though. We gonna drive. We driving, though. Yes, sir, Icky.
There you go, Cap. Icky playing some of the best football right now. Icky's playing top 10 left tackle play right now. Listen, Icky. When they were down and out on you 2 years ago, S.L.R was the one that stood in front of everybody and said, nah, Icky's my guy. I'm rocking with Icky. Icky is a franchise left tackle. If you let a guy like him go, he's going to be a Pro Bowler for the next 10 years with another team. I promise you. Look at Icky. One of the best left tackles in the run game. Once Icky get his passing game up to par with his run game, he's the best left tackle in the league, undoubtedly. Yeah, I said it again. He is one of the best left tackles in the league right now. Icky. Yeah. Yeah, give Matt Rule a head clap for that. Did great power come with great responsibilities. LOL, get the fuck out of here. This is fuckery. Get out of here. Facts. He's not made to play football. Oh, no, he's most definitely not. He's most definitely not. Oh, no, sir, he's not. No, sir. No. Where we at?
Pass protection plan against you and how that played out today?
I mean, it's difficult when, I think they had 2 total dropbacks all game. Everything else was like 1-2 and slides. I mean, it's tough. They had 2 dropbacks all game. Like, they threw 100 yards. So, I mean, if we lose a game like that in the NFL, like, we just didn't play good. Like, not too many quarterbacks just throwing for 100 yards and winning the game.
Green Bay, you pissed me off, Green Bay. You got out-coached. Your head coach, Matt LaFleur, got out-coached by Dave, no coach Canales. You got out-coached by a coach that's not even better than you. Any team that loses to the Carolina Panthers, when you know the Carolina Panthers come in off the bus knowing they can't even fucking score 21 points, and you lose to them, that's on the head coach. That's not on the players. That's on the head coach. Matt LaFleur got out coached. And not only that, if I was the Green Bay Packers, I'd be looking at Matt LaFleur like, is you even good like they even say you are? Because how the fuck did you lose to the Carolina Panthers? I'm just saying. I think the win over the Dallas Cowboys was bigger than the win. was bigger than the win against the Green Bay Packers. I'll be a fact. Because if we have to play the Green Bay Packers again, I guarantee you we won't beat the Green Bay Packers. I guarantee you that. What did he say? What Cologne said? How did he manage to get? How he said? How did he manage to get into the team? Shit, I don't even know. I'm trying to find that. Hell, some of the players on the Carolina Panthers team, I don't even know how the fuck they even made the roster. We got one of the worst rosters in the league. I don't believe in this 5-4 record. I don't even believe in this team, and y'all shouldn't either. Stop with the bullshit. Stop it. Stop it.
Any win for us is special, especially, we've been looked at for so long as a team where people think they're going to just come in and get an automatic win. So for us to come out here, be competing down to the wire, this is what we do. This is what we wanted, right? This is the culture that Dan and Dave, all top down, this is what they brought in. And, this is what they want to instill in us so we can be able to execute in the game. So, I mean, like we said today after the game, man, all we need is us and be able to go out and execute and do what we
You're one of the best defensive tackles in the league. Now, they better start winning. They better start winning before you get frustrated. He's going to be calling for a trade. Don't worry. I'm going to get 2 first-round picks out of you. Oh, yeah. Going to give me 2 firsts out of Derek Brown. You want to go? Shit, we'll oblige to you. We're going to get 2 firsts. Let's run it back one more time. Let's run it back. We went in the Lambeau. And took the cheese. We took whatever cheese was on the motherfucking menu. We took the cheese and didn't even pay for it. Here's a Matt LaFleur. Hey guys, are you gonna pay for this? No, we ain't paying for this. The fuck out of here. Took the cheese. Michael Parsons was on a milk carton box. It was on the back of a milk carton box, missing. Put an APB on Michael Parsons. Yeah. Because you know why? You know why they had to put an APB on Micah? You know why? Because Icky had that motherfucker in the Icky claws. He had him Icky up. Yeah. Yeah, I know Icky's strong as hell for a left tackle. That motherfucker strong as fuck. Yeah. He's not a fat, sloppy left tackle. He's in shape and he hit the weights. And he got good feet. Oh yeah. When you got good feet for a left tackle or a right tackle, you're going to play in the league for 10 years or better. Trust me, good feet will keep you in the league as long as you want to be in the league. Here's your winning quarterback, Bryce Manning Young.
Think has allowed you to thrive in those situations?
Just consistency. Making sure that coach talks about it all the time. it's about doing right longer, making sure that we're those same people. You don't rise to the level of occasion, you fall back to the level of your training. And in those times, we have reps, we have trust in each other. I have confidence and faith in everyone. We all have confidence in each other, so we know that we're comfortable in situations. So, and it's not about going and doing something doing something we never practiced. It's just who can execute for longer. Who can stick to the plan, who can do right. Like we practice. And again, it's not just me; it's all of us as a team, as a coach and staff. And we have to earn the right to continue to do that.
Bryce don't give a fuck right now. See, this is Bryce Young thinking. I'll do whatever it takes to win. I don't care about statistics. Because you know why? This team, this NFL team, may be my first and last chance as a starting quarterback in the league. Because if this team lets me go or release me, I will have to fight for reps and to fight to be named the starter instead of me coming in and penciled in. Because this is the only dumb team. This is the only dumb team that's willing to keep a quarterback that jumps and throws the ball. See, Bryce Young does not care. But we're looking at your statistics, Bryce, and this is what we know, Bryce. If you this and this is very disappointing. I don't understand. See, when you have a team that has lost so much as the Carolina Panthers, we haven't been to the playoffs since 2017, and we lost at home. I think it was a home game. I think so against the it was a wild card game. It was either at home or on the road, but we lost to the New Orleans Saints in 2017. That's the last time we've been in the playoffs. We got the second longest streak in the NFL has not been in the playoffs. Look at the weapons we have on this team. Let me name the weapons we have on this team. Let me show you how embarrassing this offense is and how right now that this is a losing team, a losing franchise that does not care about certain things right now. Only thing they care about is that 5-4 record and Rico Dowdle. Let me name the wide receivers in the tight ends. Let me name all these weapons because if you had a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, hell, I believe he had Joe Flacco back there right now, we will drop 30 on you every Sunday. Let's name them. Teddy Roman Miller, T Mac, or whatever y'all want to call him, Tech, T Mac, whatever. Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker. That's three. That's three. Well, now I ain't gonna count Hunter Renfro because I don't even know where Hunter Renfro even at. You got Jimmy Horn. You got Bryce and Tremaine. David Moore would be a weapon if he wasn't hurt. Tight end, we got Jay Sanders, which I think he should be the number one tight end, but I'm not gonna cap. I like Mitchell Evans. I like Mitchell Evans. I I think Mitchell Evans is going to be a top 10 tight end. I like Mitchell Evans, and honestly, tell you the truth, Mitchell Evans will probably be more of a bigger talk as one of the up and coming young tight ends in the league if we had better quarterback play. I like Mitchell Evans. He'll catch anything. He's a dog. He'll get dirty. He'll block. He'll do it all. Catch it. I like Mitchell Evans. I like him. I like him. Is he better than JT Sanders? No. But I believe, and this is my opinion. In the Carolina Panthers, if you're not going to use Sanders, you should trade Sanders. Because Mitchell Evans fits your offense better than Sanders. I'm just gonna be real about it. Mitchell Evans fits the offense better. But the better player and tight end is Sanders, because Sanders can play wide receiver and tight end. The only thing that's hurting Sanders is he's not a good blocker. He's not a 3-tier player. He's a 2-tier. Mitchell Evans is a 3-tier player. And that's the difference right now. That's the reason why Mitchell Evans right now is ahead of Sanders. It's Evans, Sanders, then Trimble. You got all these weapons from the wide receiver and the tight end position. And you're telling me we barely can crack 21 points? Maybe. Depends who we play. We may crack 28 or 30, but that's rarely. But we're guaranteed to get 14 points. We're not even averaging 21 points per game. I'm telling you. What is going to happen is the offense is going to wear the defense down, and the defense is going to wear it down later on in the season. And what's going to happen? We know what's going to happen. Open up the floodgates. But see, y'all don't care, because you ride in the high of the Carolina Panthers, being 5-2, 4, wherever they've been in the last couple games, but we're 5-4, and that's all y'all care about. Y'all don't give a damn about how stagnated the offense is. Y'all don't give a damn about all the weapons we got at wide receiver and tight end. Y'all don't give a damn about Bryce not throwing for 250, 300, not giving these wide receivers, these tight ends, the love that they need. These guys are frustrated on the low. Yeah, we're winning. Yeah, we won game out of 5. Yeah, we won game over 500. But when I look at my individual statistics, I'm not eating like I'm supposed to. I'm not getting my incentive money in my contract. This quarterback got $40 million in the bank. I don't. The only reason why they're not talking about our poor statistics, yeah, we may have one of the most talented wide receiver groups in the NFL, but we're one of the worst wide receiver groups in the NFL. We're not even in the fucking top 10 or top 15 in the wide receiver group production wise. The Carolina Panthers got to get more out of Bryce Young. I'm telling you now. The film is out on Rico Dowdle. The more attention that Rico Dowdle gets, the more he's going to be noticed on the NFL platform. That means teams are going to be watching film study time. They're going to make the Carolina Panthers, one way or another, put the game in Bryce Young's hands. One way or another. It's coming. It's coming. One way or another. They're going to stop that Rico Dowdle show. Rico ain't going to be going in every game handing out Rico charges. That shit is about to end. The shit is about to end. I'm trying to tell y'all. You better get with the motherfucking program. ASAP. No Rocky. Yeah, it's coming. Trying to tell y'all. Yeah, I said it. And Bryce Young, we trust. Rico Dowdle, trust the process. That's right. That's right. It's all about trust the process. So all my titles gonna be that. In Bryce Young, we trust the process. Whoever player that I put in, that's what we're gonna talk about. That's what we're gonna run with. But as long as Bryce Young is our starting quarterback, he will be the main narrative of the title and who his co-star will be. See, I'm not worried about it. I sit back and relax. Like I said before, I'm gonna let y'all enjoy yourself. Enjoy the 5-4 record. Go ahead. I'm not jumping for joy because the biggest glaring fact is that you have a quarterback that can't get it done. And it is more embarrassing that we have T-Mac, Teddy Rowan Millen, Xavier Leggett, Mitchell Evans, Jalen Coker, and Sanders. That many weapons combined with Rico Dow and Chuba, and we barely can sniff. We can barely sniff or crack 21 points. This indictment on the quarterback and the head coach. Because if I was the owner, I would be more upset. Why do I have all this talent on this wide receiver core that y'all talked about all season, and one of the better tight end rooms in the NFL, and we could barely sniff 21 points? How? I can tell you how. You got a head coach that's not good. Once Rico Dow gets shut down or get injured, Dan Canals will be right back on the hot seat. Ha ha. Ha ha. Oh yeah. What the hell that happened to damn Gino? I am. Kenny Pickett warming up. We got head first. Oh, he got hit in the back with the ribs or something. We caught a knee in the ribs or something. Yeah, Denver Broncos up 10-7 on the Las Vegas Raiders. Thursday night game. Hit the live, smash the subscribe button, tap in, hit the cash app. Season of giving. Go ahead. Season of giving. S.L.R want all new podcast equipment. So go ahead, throw that bread up in there. Put podcast equipment. Let's go get it. Let's get into the favorite running back right now. The third rushing running back in the NFL, Rico Dow.
What did you see on the 19-yard run that led to the game-winning field goal?
Front side opened up. So.
Did he talk to you about doing that? I saw him talk to you before the snap. Was that what he was going over?
Yeah, he was just going over, acting like he was putting me in protection, just to kind of play mind game with the defense. But he was just telling me it's still the same play. Yeah.
Do you think that made a difference?
I think things like that definitely make a huge difference because you never know what the defense is thinking. So they definitely got to adjust.
What did you see on the 19-yard run that led to the game-winning field goal?
Front side opened up. So.
Did he talk to you about doing that? I saw him talk to you before the snap. Was that what he was going over?
Yeah, he was just going over, acting like he was putting me in protection, just to kind of play mind game with the defense. But he was just telling me it's still the same play. Yeah.
Do you think that made a difference?
I think things like that definitely make a huge difference because you never know what the defense is thinking. So they definitely got to adjust.
Bryce can do all that while the offense ain't explosive. I don't want to be trapped like the Arizona Cardinals. I don't want to be like the Arizona Cardinals. Got to wait on the injury and to get rid of the quarterback is to put him on the injury reserve and be like, thank you. No, we don't want to be like that. We don't want to be the team that had the the hope and prayers to injure God, this player to be injured, to get injured, to get off of him and get away from him. Nah, we don't want that. Nah, we don't want to do that.
In those moments, demeanor is contagious, energy is contagious. So, when the leader of your offense is calm and collected and cheering everybody on and smiling, I seen that video where he's smiling, everybody say he evil or something like that, but stuff like that, it's like, okay, if he's in that type of mode, then everybody else is going to be in that mode. So, it's good to have, the leader of the offense just like that in those big moments.
You talked about that smile that Bryce had. Do you think there's an edge to him that a lot of people sleep on?
I mean, for sure. I mean, I can go on and on about Bryce. I've seen him with my own eyes just growing up. He's been the best player at every level, literally. Like, literally, don't take my word for it. Just look up his stats and stuff like that. But, that's, his edgeness, his competitiveness, his just ability to make plays in late runs is, that's huge and a big part of why we win the games.
Obviously, what's the extent of his injury?
He's just working through some stuff during the game. Wanted to be smart about it. We're counting on him this weekend, and so wanted to make sure that we get him on the right track so he can get out there tomorrow. Get some practice reps and all that. But as he continues to emerge as an important part of what we're doing, we got to make sure that we get him to game day. He's ready to go, and that'd be the plan.
It doesn't sound like a whole lot of concern there then about him being ready for Sunday.
No, just being smart about it, taking all the information in and saying, if we can push this thing back another day, get him some rest, some recovery in RTP, and then, get him back out there tomorrow practicing in some fashion, and then with the whole intent of just getting him ready for Sunday.
That's a shame. That's a shame that you gotta just look at Dave Canales. Just look. Hey, you ever seen a head coach that the only way he's able to survive, he's clinging on to one guy, his savior, Rico Dowdle. He talking about because we're gonna need him. What you mean you gonna need him? You got Chuba Hubbard and you got Travis Etienne or Trevor, wherever you want to call him, whichever one of them. What do you mean? See, Dave, that's where you're messing up at. Rico Dowdle shouldn't even be playing against the Saints. This is a game that Rico Dowdle should be getting rest. This is the game that Rico Dowdle's not playing. This is a Chuba Hubbard and Etienne. But you're so desperate because you know you got to win. If you don't win, you're out. And I don't even believe that your job is safe. I don't believe your job is safe, Dave. The veil is going to be revealed. You're not good, Dave. You're relying on one player, not your quarterback, a running back that you're running down to the ground. Without Rico Dowdle, we'll be 2-6, 2-7 right now without Rico Dowdle. Put that in perspective. Ask yourself, y'all praying. Y'all crying in your sleep. You're praying, got your fingers and your toes crossed. You're saying your prayers and you're reading your Bible. And you're hoping and praying that one player can stay healthy. Y'all believing in one player. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Y'all setting yourself up. Y'all setting yourself up. And I don't be sitting here laughing at y'all. Oh, we're just gonna hold him out, sit him out, and get him treatment. He got a growing injury. That's not an injury that's going to go away the next day. That's an injury that's going to last all season. All right, keep playing around. Keep playing around, and he tears his hamstring or his groin. All right, it's sure gonna be your fault. And you think, and you think, and you think he gonna resign back with y'all? Nah, nah. Keep playing around. Yeah, all right. He gonna be delivering a Rico charge and then I damn treatment.
One name, Icky. Eating dirt. He just wrapped up. Look at the boom. Look at the punch. Absolutely dropped him to the ground. I don't know what y'all thought, but Icky finna get paid. Look at this. Nothing. That's box. Get up. Y'all boys not seeing us. Patient. Shuffling the feet, a tight base, staying in front of him, make sure he can't get to that QB. Look at that. Icky, I don't know what kind of game he thought this was going to be, but I know what kind of game you had. Yes, sir. Staying in front of him. That's box. Future lineman, don't take some door no nose, man. Look at Icky. Us. Boom. Look at that punch right there. I see you, boy. Look at him. Tight base, good feet, and make sure he don't get to Bryce. Are you crazy? He trying to swim move on Icky? You gonna give me your body like that? Oh, we gonna take advantage of that, dude. Future D lineman, don't get your body up like this. As soon as he throw that swim, we under that, though. We gonna drive. We driving, though. Yes, sir, Icky.
Yeah, you see it. Yeah, you see it. One of the best left tackles in the game. Icky. Yeah, S.L.R. in the game, the team, we stood with Icky. While everybody else bailed on Icky 2023, we rolled with you, Icky. For sure. Get your bag. Get your bag, Icky. You deserve it.
Hi, Chuba. Thanks for taking the time. I'm just curious, with all the questions about running back and who starts and who doesn't start in the trading a series, how do you handle that personally? Um, the question marks surrounding you and the playing time in Rico Dowdle. How do you process all of that?
To be honest, I mean, you guys obviously know me for the last 4 or 5 years. I'm someone that just prides myself on work in everything I do. I'm a man of faith, a follower of Christ, and whatever my journey comes with, I take the good and the bad. So in moments like this, I just continue to work. I've been through been through worse days and worse things, and people have scrutinized me for for stuff all 5 years I've been here. But one thing is, I just pride myself on my work, like I said, and also just helping us get wins here. So I do whatever it takes, and just continue with that mindset.
Thank you.
Hey, Chuba.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Dave was just on here and said he's going to look at, this division of carries again and said that he can't ignore the exceptional play that Rico's had of late. And I know he hadn't talked to you yet, so I'm getting the cart in front of the horse a little bit. But if it ends up where it's not 50-50 as much as it has been, how kind of following up with what Vashti had, how will you handle that?
I mean, whether it's 70-30, 50-50, 100 my way or Rico's way, whatever it is, my focus is winning. Obviously, this has been a topic of conversation for the last few weeks, but my main focus is never solely about me. It's always about the team and winning games. So, like I said, I pride myself on my work and just helping my team get what needs to be done. And whatever that looks like, I'm always been committed to that since I've been in Carolina. So that's where my mind's at.
That's what you're supposed to say, Chuba. At the end of the day, bro, they dumped on you. They rode your wave. Then a new guy come in. Then they drop you like they drop you like they wasn't riding the wave. You see what it is. See what it is. When the media wants you down, when they want you gone, they want you demoted. It don't take much to do it. Yeah, they try to pray your downfall, Chuba. But they're gonna be looking back at you. They're gonna be turning around looking at you. They want to be your best friend once Rico get hurt. Don't fuck with him, Chuba. Don't fuck with him. Once Rico get hurt, just go in there and do your job, bro. And then when the season is over with, ask for a trade. Get you up out of here. You don't want none of this bullshit what's going on here. You better than that, Chuba. Yeah. I'll be the dipset. Show. See where we at. Ridiculous. Get some more good content.
Carolina Panthers are in uncharted territory. Go on. They're pioneers in a new frontier. They're the favorites. Yeah, think about that. First time this year that the Carolina Panthers on the opening line from sportsbooks is the favorite in their matchup this weekend. They're taking on the New Orleans Saints. First time this year from the jump, people believe they are expected to win. That's new. That's a different mindset. Right? It's going from, right, we can use all the cliches, the hunter to the hunted, right? They are no longer looking to upset. They are at risk of being upset. It is a new frontier for them. And it feels different, even like if you go back, I don't know, last year, they may have been favored by a couple of points in a couple games. It feels different because there's also like a mix of actual belief, right? It's not, the Saints are bad, don't get me wrong. But it's not just, oh, two bad teams are playing and this bad team is slightly less bad. It's actually like, no, this is above 500 midway through this season. A team that has an identity going up against a team that's reeling. Panthers should win. I'm in a survivor pool. It's on Yahoo. You pick one team, you lose it. You got to try getting them right. And when you're making your selections, right, they give you the percentage of how many people on Yahoo Survivor leagues have picked each team. So usually by now we're over halfway through the season. Like the Bills have been used, right? The Eagles have been used. So take it with a grain of salt. But about 30% of people that are still alive in survivor pools have picked the Panthers this week. They're the one where you're looking around going, oh, good. We have a good team against a bad team. My chances are strong. Let me take the Panthers. Now that is, first of all, good. Like, let's just get the obvious out of the way. People are believing in you. You're playing good football. You have an identity. There's some things you do that people don't think the other team can stop. Way to go. But also, it's a new challenge. It's a new challenge. It's a new challenge. How do you react to it? How, being You don't have the added motivation or the chip on your shoulder of nobody believes in you. You don't have the us against the world mentality. Everyone that needs to believe is in this locker room, and forget about everyone out there. There's none of that right now. Now actually people are starting to believe in us. Do you quote unquote drink your own Kool-Aid? I've questioned at times, and I've done it here on this show, and some of you agree, some of you disagree. I've questioned at times how a team would respond to Dave Canales' personality as a coach after a bad loss. I have yearned, I've begged and pleaded into the ether that he gets mad after losses, that he yells and screams, that he does something to show everybody that it's not all rainbows and warm chocolate chip cookies when you get your tail kicked on a football field. But guess what? I actually think that kind of plays after a win, right? I love to play football. My favorite thing about this guy is he loves to play football. We love to play football. It is another opportunity to get better. It's great. It's about the process. I love Tuesday practices as much as I love Sunday games. Like, I think that plays actually kind of well when things are going well. I think it sounds at times ridiculous and goes in one ear out the other after a bad loss. It's like, oh, you're trying to say this was an excellent opportunity to get better. We just got smoked. But after a win, I think that's not a bad move. I think his temperament is really good when things are going well. All of that talk about process and work is great after a win. I don't think you should ignore results when you're losing. I think you should ignore results when you're winning and work like you're not. Work like you're not winning. I also think there's the added bonus of there's not a single person in that locker room. Yeah, there's not a single. I'm trying to think if anyone came from. I guess Turk Wharton maybe. There's not really many, if any, people in that locker room that won't be able to recall what it feels like to be on a bad team whenever they need that added bit of motivation. Right, remember what it was like, and already you're training and finishing through the conditioning run. Right, Turk Wharton came from the Chiefs, so he might be the only one that's like, no, actually, I play in the NFL, we win games. It's just kind of how it works. Showed up here, look at that, we're above 500. But everyone else, Merritt came from the Raiders. Rico Dowdle came from the Cowboys.
Bobby Brown III came from the Rams. I think he won a Super Bowl this rookie season, I think.
Backup interior offensive or defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he won a Super Bowl his rookie year in 2021.
Hunter Renfrow came from not even in the league. Like, I think everybody, maybe outside of Wharton and Brown, should have on quick recall just how miserable it is to be on a really bad team playing for nothing. So are the Panthers favored? Yes. Are they getting a little bit of hype? Yep. Adam Gold does a little, I don't even know what he calls it, like stock market game on his show, the Adam Gold Show, where we get to participate and you're buying and selling teams based on their playoff odds. We each get to have 25 shares at any point in time. You don't have to understand all the rules to understand what I'm about to say. I have 25 shares of the Panthers this week. I think they beat the Saints. I think there's a good chance Tampa loses to New England. And if that happens, their playoff odds are going to be significantly increased.
I'm getting some of my holiday shopping.
Are going to be significantly increased. That's fascinating. But guess what that is worth? Right? I'm actually going to use, we talked to a couple coaches in that first hour of the show. One of them, Manny Diaz, head coach Duke football. And I asked him about the ACC standings in the college football playoff rankings that came out. The first edition came out yesterday, 2 days ago. And he said, I don't have an opinion. I don't have a reaction. Because it doesn't matter. We still have games to play, right? It can still change. If we're the favorite to win the ACC, we lose this week. Who cares that we were the favorite to win the ACC in the first week of November? I don't think the Panthers are to the point where you have to worry about resting on your laurels in any way. Because even if things are going well now, they are one loss away from things going very poorly. You lose to the Saints, there's going to be a lot of people going, can't believe I bought into the Panthers. They can't even beat the Saints. Matter of fact, there might be a little bit of like win-lose, meaning if you win the game, everyone's like, cool, you beat the Saints, who cares? If you lose, oh my goodness, you lost to the Saints, they stink. They sold Rashid Shaheed. So I think motivation for the Panthers is it's easy. If Dave Canales can't get this team locked in, ready to play this week, then he needs to go back to motivation school. I don't know if that exists, but I do think every coach has their, they've got 50, 75 speeches in a file cabinet somewhere, if not literally, figuratively, and when they need to get a little jolt, they go, hey, all right, let me go find speech number 17 here, the old "we're favorites for the first time" speech, and you can go roll it out. If he has any problem getting this team locked in because a few people have started believing in them, then he needs to go rewrite that speech.
As I can say, as a former college lacrosse coach, yeah, we have a few in the bank. We have a few in the bank. Hey, you know what? I can draw on this one.
You're with the team is in the locker room. You're with your assistant coach standing outside. Should I go with this? Should I go? Yep. All right, we're gonna play the hits, everybody. We're coming out with go 1-0 today. How's that sound?
Trust me, there have been plenty of times I've walked in the locker room, walked through the door, going, I have no idea what the heck I'm going to say right here. I have no idea. And you just go. Trust me, I've been there.
How many? I don't know women's cross. How many games in a season were in your women's cross?
If you include postseason for conference tournament stuff, about 17, 18.
Okay, so like an NFL season.
Yeah, roughly about the same amount.
I always thought being a football coach was super easy for pregame speeches because one a week. You can't come up with something in a week. Basketball, you got to do 3 a week. And you can't overlap because anyway, you got to go numb to it because you've heard it too many times. Football, it's like. I thought of this on Wednesday, and I get to save it till Saturday and just polish it up in my head. But my point is, I understand why the question is being asked in a few places of how do the Panthers react as the hunt did rather than the hunter? I'm going, if they've already switched their brain from the mindset of the hunter, that's a bigger issue than anything else they have going on. Right, you got to make the playoffs 3 or 4 years before you're like, we're pretty good, right? We'll win this game. The way our coach, again, remembering pregame speeches, he actually went to it a lot. He would say, if you think we're gonna roll our helmet out there and win the game, that was always his we're playing a team that we should beat by 40. If you think we're gonna roll our helmet out there and they're gonna run away from it, no. You got to have it on your head. You got to be making plays, like that kind of stuff. If the Panthers are already thinking they're going to roll their helmet out there and win, completely incorrect. But it is nice to be favored. It's nice to go into it not fearful as a fan, oh no, what could happen? I think you should go into this one confidently. Like I said, I have 25 shares, the max I'm allowed to have in Adam Gold's shares stock game. I have 25 shares of the Carolina Panthers going into this weekend.
Man, it is week 10 victory. Is there a such thing as Victory Thursday? No, but it's a Victory Monday. I know that. Right. The voice you're hearing is my bald brother, comrade, Eugene Robinson. How are you doing, man? Hey, I'm doing great, bro. I'm telling you, after that win, going into Lambeau Field, if you're not excited about what the Carolina Panthers are doing, then something's wrong. Something's wrong.
I think they got inspired because you told that story last week about the Mud Bowl.
Oh yeah.
I think you inspired some Panthers and secondary and lead.
Hey, dude, I tell you what, but it wasn't not only the secondary. Man, there's so much to unpack.
Yeah.
But let me start with that defense.
Yeah.
I thought the defensive front. I thought Turk Wharton had an incredible day.
Yep.
But, Derek Brown is almost hard to block. And he's showing up on screens. He's showing up on the ball down the field. I'm like, dude, this dude is ubiquitous, man. And so he's everywhere. And I thought that Roseblum had his best game. Not overrunning people like he was been overrunning people, but actually being under control with that speed that he has. And in the secondary, he came up and confused Jordan Love. Jordan Love just looked like he didn't know where people were at, and he threw an interception right to Merrick, and then he threw another one that should have been one that's taken to the house to Jack.
Jordan Love did play like trash. I didn't understand that. If you look at this roster, Green Bay's roster compared to the Carolina Panthers roster, I'm pretty sure 99% of America football people who know football had the Green Bay Packers winning. Jordan Love is a way better quarterback than Bryce Young. If we had Jordan Love, we'd probably be 7-2 right now. As I say again, if we didn't have Rico Dowdle, we'd be 2-7. So Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love got to sit down and figure something out, because if this the type of product that you're going to put on the field, that's not a winning Super Bowl team. Green Bay Packers is not a winning Super Bowl team.
And I'm like, dude, they have him confused totally, and that's a recipe for disaster for the Packers. But for the Panthers, that was what they needed to do, because now all they have to do is outscore them just by a little bit.
Morig, I have to mention the safeties. Eugene is our resident safety here. He played well, man.
I mean, he's been coming on, because I've been critical of him a little bit, because I would love to see him. So, like, there's a distance that you need to be next to the line. If you're going to be coming down at the line of scrimmage, you need to have linebacker depth.
Right.
That way you can make the defensive end right, because what you see is what the running back sees typically when you're dropping down, as he's been dropping down a lot. And I'm like, dude, but if you get too close to the line of scrimmage, then you can't see, and now you become just a gap player and not a player who can play both gaps. And so from that standpoint, I've been a little bit tough on him, but now no complaints, man. He's been showing up. He's been showing up in the running game. He's been showing up on that screen game. He's been showing up in that interception last week, on that cover four, when he had no work to do. He found work to go ahead and do.
Yeah.
That's what you always say. Find something to do.
Yeah.
After you've done all your work, he found something to do and he got an interception.
We'll talk about the defense in just a second, but we want to get to the offense, because the offense played well. Rico was the guy against the Packers. I want to ask this. Rico played well, 130. Even he was kind of still banged up, but he's expected to play against the Saints. Moving forward, because we didn't see a lot of Chuba.
No.
Is this what we should be expecting?
This is the formula, dude.
Okay.
And here it is. Coach Canales, don't deviate from this formula. Do not deviate from what making Rico the prime ball carrier.
Yeah.
You know, he had 7 carries the week before.
Yeah.
He had 25-something carries this week and 136 yards.
Yeah.
And 2 touchdowns. And there was if it was not for a holding penalty, he took off on like a 20-some-odd yard run. He would have had 160 plus yards if it wasn't for a couple of penalties. I'm like, this dude is incredible, explosive. It doesn't degrade. It doesn't do anything about Chuba. I mean,
where does that leave Chuba? Where does that leave Chuba?
It leaves him as being the backup if something happens. Like, you can still use him. You can still use him on some short yardage. Every back they got to take a break. At least, they can't run every down.
Because Greg Olson said something that we've been saying. He doesn't look like he had the same explosion. Granted, he came off an injury, but even before the injury,
He's not as explosive
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
I mean, when you think of
Like I said before, let me repeat again. Dave Canales is building a track record of running backs down to the ground. Now, what we need to know, what S.L.R wants to know is, was this calf injury a pre-injury before the season started? And then he re-injured it. I think Chuba re-injured it in week 2 or week 3. One of them. It was either it wasn't week 1. It was either week 2 or week 3. Next thing we know, Chuba Hubbard pops up with a calf injury. And then here comes Rico. So, once again, was this a calf injury that happened in OTAs in the off season? Carolina tried to treat it or whatever they try to do, and then the calf injury crept back up during the season. Because see, it's the fine line between football. This is why football is one of the most giving and the most taking sport in the league. Because see, Chuba had to come back. Chuba's not healthy. But Chuba had to come back because of Rico Dow. Because Chuba knows the game. Chuba, no matter what anybody says or what the NFL says, what coaches say, that players don't lose their job or their starting position to injury, that's a lie. That's a lie. Drew Bledsoe, the former quarterback for the New England Patriots, lost his job to Tom Brady. And the only way that happened, because Drew Bledsoe got injured. And a lot of people say, what would have happened if Drew never got injured? We don't even know. So, if they say that players can't lose their job or not supposed to lose their job because of injuries, that's a lie. It don't matter what position in the NFL. Your best ability is availability. Next man up mentality in the NFL. That's a reason why it's a reason why it'll chew you up and spit you out. It's all about business. Who's next? I said before and I say it again. Chuba Hubbard is not a starting running back. He's not a starting running back. He's a complementary running back. He's not a starter. A starting running back is a 3-down running back. He can do it all. Run, block, and catch. Chuba Hubbard cannot do that. Not only that, Chuba Hubbard's not the biggest running back. He's not the fastest. Chuba is not going to hit the hole like Rico Dowdle. Chuba wants to see what the hole looks like before he goes in. Yeah, I said it. Let me say it again. Chuba Hubbard is not a 3-down running back. He's not a 3-down running back. He does not have the explosiveness. Now, what you seen, what he did last season, that's Chuba. That's what he can do. But still, he's not a starter. Hey, you really see Dave use Chuba in all 3 downs in pass plays? If you can look at Chuba's film, look at his blocking. Chuba can't block. He's not a good blocker. Look at his frame as a running back. He's not the biggest running back. He's decent. If a running back get injured, yeah, Chuba can come in and give you 800 to 1,000 yards to 100. Depends how good your offensive line is. It depends how much you're going to dedicate your game plan around Chuba. But we all know Chuba is not a 3-down running back. So I'm not surprised that Chuba lost his job to Rico Dowdle. My thing is that what I don't like is Dave Canales rushing Chuba Hubbard back. Knowing that Chuba is not healthy. They say, well, he lost his stuff, like he got explosive. He got a calf injury. What the hell do you expect for Chuba to do? Other than re-injure his calf and be out for the rest of the season.
Guys who are explosive. You think of Jacobs at Green Bay. You think of Jonathan
He
Taylor.
looked good yesterday. I mean, he looked good last week too.
You think of Jonathan Taylor. I mean, just boom, just explode.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson down at Atlanta. He's big, but he's explosive. So Cuba is. He doesn't have that type of explosion, but what he does, he runs the ball hard. Like he has great balancing and he has great power. So, but he doesn't have that. I don't think that put your foot in the ground and you're gone.
Right.
Like Jimmy Horn. The one thing you notice about Jimmy Horn on our team is that when he decides to run, he's gone.
He's gone.
Rico Dowdle, when he decides he's about to go, he's gone, dude. It's not like you're sitting there waiting for him. It's like it's like the road runner on the cartoon. He's gone, dude.
He's gone.
But Chuba's not that way. He's not built that way, but he's a good running back. And so from that standpoint, you got to go ahead and I got to give Coach Canales his props because he stuck with the running game, but he stuck with Rico Dowdle.
One thing that you talked about last week with the Bills, it was it looked like the Panthers picked this up. The Bills ran away from Derek Brown. Or they not ran away, but they what do you say?
They tried.
They moved. He moved side to side.
Yes, they did a lateral movement. They did that with. They tried. They tried. They tried to go ahead and employ the same thing that they lost to the Bills, what was that tall sweep, moving laterally, this and that. I'm telling you, Brown got so much penetration, boom, forward.
Yeah.
Now when he moves laterally, he's taking away a gap, man. He's taking away, see, if you move me laterally initially, you could push me out of the way, running back and cut off. But if you get penetration, boom, up the field first, and then you move laterally, you're taking away a gap.
Yeah.
That's not there. And now when you move laterally, you're starting to take away other gaps because you got the penetration. You want the penetration back.
Right.
And that's what we were able to do.
Did we do it against Micah? Because it seemed like Micah was quiet.
But that's a lot has to do with that explosion that you see with your boy Rico Dowdle, because we did zone stretch plays and we did some power plays and some counter plays, but who makes it look good and makes it happen? Look, Rico has a patience about him. Like, dude, you can be right here and in a gap where he know he needs to get, and he'll just like hesitate.
He'll stop. He was like,
just boom, he'll hit it. Like, oh my goodness, you think you've missed your assignment. It's like he's making the other guys who are very good look a little bit more remedial on what they're doing because he's so good at what he does, putting his foot in the ground. And another thing we need to talk about, he had 8 carries the week before. Dude, a running back got to carry the rock.
You got to feed him. You got to feed like.
Because what they going to do? What they going to do?
And I expect to do the same thing against the Saints. We're at home. The bright spot within the Saints defense is a guy like Chase Young. Another pass rusher.
Another pass rusher. But they've been struggling. They are 1-8.
1-8.
They have been struggling big time. They've been struggling offensively and they've been struggling defensively. Look, my coach used to say, high school coach, kill a net with a sledgehammer. He would say, hey man, make sure you cover it up. Get a big old sledgehammer and a little tiny net. Make sure you get everything, right? And he was like, when you got a chance to dominate when a team is in flux like the Saints are, and they're floundering around and trying to find, I know, and they're trying to find something. Didn't they just lose Rashid?
They just traded
Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, Rashid Shaheed, the wide receiver, they traded him.
Now he's down at he's over at maybe Seattle.
Yes,
he's up in Seattle, right?
Seattle. It was a lot happened.
Okay, you got Olave, who's that guy, and you had Shaheed, who is that also the guy.
Paper too.
Joe, he's fast. He's got great speed, but he ain't gonna be there.
So speaking of receivers, I do want to ask on the Panthers offense, is this a get-right game for some of those receivers? Because I thought at times, and maybe I'm just being hypercritical, XL looked lost. Jimmy Horn made efforts to get him the ball. T-Mac was just, he was there, but I double coverage. He's a star receiver. But outside of that, it was quiet. Jalen Coker, I will give Jalen Coker the great run blocker.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome run blocker.
So Coach Canales said that we have not played a perfect game yet.
Yeah.
And what the perfect game is what you're trying to describe, like you saying, hey, man, what's up with that? I mean, they're there, but it's not like what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because they're running the rock.
Which is, I'm cool with that. With the run game. I'm cool with that.
Dude, they are running the rock like crazy. They are running that ball, dude. Like, you can't stop them.
Yeah.
The offensive line, regardless of who's in there, regardless of a guy gets hurt, who cares a guy's hurt?
They're down to me right now. I was out there playing against the Packers.
Man, I forget the guard's name. But it didn't matter who's in there because they all are balling. That's a tribute to Coach Gilbert, man, and what he's doing. They're all balling, man. They know what they're doing. They know the schemes. And from that standpoint, when you have a 60-40 split, this and that, yes, you're gonna have a passing game, but it's not gonna be as prolific as you want it to be because guess what?
Yeah.
Don't forget Rico Dowdle had 2 touchdowns in that game, dude.
We don't need, I keep saying this, we don't need Bryce to be Cam Newton. We need Bryce to be more Jake Delhomme.
Yes, I need the Bryce to go ahead. I need Bryce when you have a chance to get out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Or to save us, because you have the ability to run.
Yeah.
But I like your arm better than your feet. And I'm telling you this, I'm like, dude, I want you to go ahead and throw the rock because I think that your percentage is going to only go up and increase because you have a knack of throwing people open.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think he's much better than we had in the previous 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
He's much better.
Much more calm, much more in control of the offense.
And coach says the same thing when he gets to the thing. He instantly takes control of the offense, and everybody's like, "Oh, you have Hutton speaking. Okay, what they doing? What's going on? Okay, cool." He's like that. He's that guy. And if you saw him from the surface, or you see this with the cameras on him, and that you don't think he's that guy.
No.
You don't think he's that.
I even questioned at the beginning of the season, but put some respect on our quarterback, man. Put some respect on our quarterback. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just moments here on Ball Brothers Panthers Preview, a.k.a. Panthers on a Plus. Or we can reverse that. Panthers on a Plus, a.k.a. the Ball Brothers Panthers Preview Week 10. We're still workshopping. Week 10. We'll be right back. Welcome back here, Week 10 of Panthers on a Plus, a.k.a. the Ball Brothers Panthers Preview. Let's talk about the Panthers defense. They showed out against the Packers. Would you say one of the best defensive performances of the year outside of the Falcons?
The Falcons, I think, is one of the best of the year. But I think of what validates them is this performance.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, the Bills blew the doors off our defense.
However, I think it lost some steam because of the lack of offense and Andy Dalton. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but not to the defensive players, because what you do is when you go in the meeting room and you see how they embarrass you, and you see that you couldn't stop Cook, you couldn't tackle Cook, you couldn't do a thing, you got 236 yards.
You're right.
It goes all over the place, right?
Yeah.
And you realize that they are moving you, that was uncharacteristically out of your gaps like it's nothing, like it's absolutely nothing. When you watch that film, or if you don't watch the film, which I hope Coach didn't show it, and you relive those moments in your head, all you're waiting for is another opportunity, dude. You're like, hold up, dude, this ain't me. This ain't how we roll.
Look, they almost renamed the stadium after James Cook after that performance.
Dude, Cook was cooking, man. There's no doubt about that. But so it's not lost on the defense. It's not lost. So when you have a stake, as our defensive coordinator has a stake, he's the guy.
Yeah.
And all the defensive coaches, you have a stake, and you see you get blowed out like that. And I say blowed out, I know it's blown out, but it sounds better.
That's how
blowed out. It sounds better. Blowed out.
Blowed out.
You get blowed out like that. Dude, I'm just saying, man, it just does something to your insides and messes with you, and all you waiting for is a chance to go ahead and redo it and go ahead and clean it up. That's what you're looking for, that chance. They did that against the Packers, and don't forget, Jacobs is one of the top running backs in the league, dude.
Yeah.
And you were able to contain him.
Yeah.
You know, no explosive plays. It was 13 to 16 or 19 to 16, whatever the score was. I forget what it was.
I think it was 13 to 16.
16 to 13.
Yeah.
Because it was 13, and it was the name we could figure out. But when you're playing clean ball and you keep that team that is that prolific and it can't put points on the board like nobody's business, dude, that is a victory, dude. That is a victory, a huge victory defensively. And don't forget, we should have had 2 interceptions. There was a missed field goal in that game.
Yep.
There was keeping that team in control so that they were 1 for 5 in the red zone.
Yep.
That's the stat I'm looking for. Let me say it again. They were 1 for 5 in the red zone. That's 20%. 20%. 5 times they got at the 20-yard line or better inside in the red zone, and 20% of the time they came away with a score.
All right, so we got a rookie quarterback. I believe this is the first rookie quarterback we've seen this year. We've seen a lot of veteran guys this year.
That's right.
A lot of really good guys.
Who's the quarterback?
Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
Louisville cat. So he is their guy, right? They're moving forward with Tyler Shuck. What is the message for you, for a guy like you, when you know you're playing a young guy, especially a rookie quarterback? What is the message to the defense?
Is don't let him get settled. Don't let him get comfortable. They're going to keep things simple for the quarterback to make sure he's comfortable, he's easy. They're going to tell him to get the ball out quickly. They're going to have some short routes for him. Well, guess what? I need my corner. This is what I need my secondary.
Yeah. Mike Jack.
All of them. I need Wade. I need my cats right there who are going to be covering man to man. Or if you're not covering man to man, maybe you're in the zone. Get in their face.
Yep.
Get in their face. Let the quarterback has to go ahead and make it. Are we playing zone? Are we playing man? This is the window dress right here. Oh, I think it's man right here. Or maybe we're doubling. Or maybe we may play some facsimile of man. Maybe we're playing man on one side or man, zone on another. Make this dude guess. And then what we did well against the Packers, Coach Gerald, I got to give you some props. You sent Wallace and you sent Roseboom up the gut on blitzers.
Yeah.
As soon as he got the ball, he looked up and there was a dude in his face.
He couldn't make that. He didn't have it. I'm not gonna lie. First time I've seen a pass rush like that like that. I know we've had some semblance of a pass rush in some points against.
That was dominating.
That was a consistent pass rush.
And that's exactly what you want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that quarterback guessing that's received that down one of the top receivers, okay? So I want you to guess. I know that Olavi's going to be your guy. So maybe I'm going to have J.C. Horn. Maybe you go ahead and get with Olavi. I don't know, but I'm going to make sure that you ain't comfortable. I'm going to make sure that you ain't comfortable. And how you want to get comfortable? They're going to use Kamara to go ahead and give him the ball, get him the balls on run, little pass and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm eliminating all that stuff because I'm going to have dudes up in the front and I'm going to have my corners up there like this, right in front of them. Dude, right in front of them. Boom, hands on them, dude. Boom, hands on them. I want hands on him, dude, all day long, man. So when he got hands on him, the quarterback, he drops back, 3-step drop. Oh, I can't throw it here. Oh, I can't throw it here. 3.2 seconds is all you get. And guess what? After 3.2 seconds, you typically is sacked. I don't mean to be getting out my chair. No, I don't mean to be getting out my chair. But I'm just saying, I'm starting to be a football player. I'm like saying, you got to take advantage. And that's what we would be saying. You got a quarterback who got hurt, and you got a new guy that came in, we would tell him, hey, we tell Fritz Sherber when it was a Green Bay, hey, dial it up, baby. Dial it up. Dial it up.
When you're one of the 50 greatest players in the franchise's history, you have every right to stand up.
Well, okay, all right.
I'm saying you have that right. I have a beef on safety. You know where I'm about to go with this one.
Because he played a good game.
Do you think he played a good game?
Well,
see, you knew where I was going. Okay, it's obvious that
he had the fumble recovery.
Right. He happened to be in position.
No. But before he made the fumble recovery, what he did was he made the play because he was the first person to make contact with the guy who was blocking and knock him backwards.
But he did give up a big play downfield.
Yeah, he did. I know. I know. I'm with you, dude. I feel you. But guess what? I gotta give him his flowers when he played well. Scott played well, man.
Why is he? This seems like it's very head scratching. Why is he still the starter?
Because he's. I don't forget he was with Coach Gerald. I know he was, and so I think. But I this is what I think, and I don't know if it's true to be not at all. But I think that the fact that you have Ransom and Richardson, who are, and I like Richardson a little bit better than Ransom, but they're outstanding backup safeties. I think what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that one of those guys is going to end up moving in. It has that feeling to me that, and I think that guy may be Ransom. It just has that feeling to me. I'm like, just dude, you know what? Dude, they are too good.
Yeah.
To not be on the field.
You don't get frustrated watching Nick Scott as a former safety?
Sometimes I do.
What's wrong with you to me? Come on, Nick Scott.
I do.
You can't have my name.
Yeah. And then, So sometimes I get frustrated. I got frustrated too because look, I know what it is, Nick, to go ahead and make an open field tackle. It's not the easiest thing in the way. And I've seen some miss, and I've seen somewhere. I've been run over too. But when my coach used to always say this, and this is Chuck Knox.
Yeah.
This is a Chuck Knoxism. He doesn't live anymore. He passed away a long time ago, but he coached me. He coached for the Buffalo Bills. He coached for the Rams, and he coached for the Seattle Seahawks for a very long time. And he's always say this. He said, winning cures everything.
Yeah.
He said, but when you lose, there ain't nothing there for nobody. Nothing. So I don't care how good you think you played. He said, if you play good, it looks bad.
Yeah.
If you play bad, it looks worse. He said, there ain't nothing good there for nobody. He said, but winning, he said, two great things about this game.
Yeah.
Winning and getting paid. And winning needs to be up there somewhere. And here it is. When you win, it masks and it camouflages something. But he didn't play badly at all.
Play bad.
When we lost, guess what you say? And I said, man, what's going on with Scott, man? What's going on, Nick? Man, come on, dude. You got to come on up, man.
I will say
that's exactly what we say, because guess what? And we all under that umbrella, because when you lose, there ain't nothing there for nobody.
I don't know if this matters or not, but I don't think he's a fan favorite. Trust me, every Sunday, one of my favorite things to do is to hop on Spaces on X, formerly known as Twitter, and there is
they're killing Nick. Really? I don't social media. They're killing them, huh?
Yeah, they are. They are.
Well, look, the only way you eradicate that is by making plays like you made this past week with the Packers. And I'm gonna tell you, do this. Make that so that you can change the narrative of what people think about you.
Change the narrative, Nick. Scott, not Nick, sir, but change the narrative.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just moments here on the Ball Brothers Panthers preview, a.k.a. Panthers on the Plus. Welcome back here on Panthers on the Plus, a.k.a. the Ball Brothers Panthers preview. I have my ball brother.
That's right.
You know what time it is. Quick hitters for Week 10.
Okay.
We're about halfway through the season. Who's your Panthers MVP?
Dowdle.
You said that.
Dowdle.
Dowdle?
Man, Rico has got it going on. Rico's a dude.
Okay.
And if you don't know that Rico ain't the cat, there's something wrong. Rico is a dude. He's that guy that makes that engine move. Now the offensive line is playing well, but Rico, the way you put your foot in the ground, dude, the way that you got the little hezzy, he got a little hezzy like Steph Curry when he's dribbling the ball, like boom, he gets that little
like that little
Kyrie Irving. He's gone.
He's gone.
That's Rico Dowdle. That's my guy.
He's your guy. All right. So X factor for Week 10. Who's your guy?
I think one person that you need to be aware of is Jimmy Horn.
Jimmy Horn. Okay.
I think Jimmy Horn, because you concentrate on Tedero McMillan.
Yeah.
Right. And people look to get the ball to Leggett. But I'm telling you, coach is trying to find ways to get Jimmy Horn activated and acclimated and even more part of the offense. And I'm saying if they design like 10 plays to 12 plays for him, dude, I'm just telling you,
he's gaining some confidence too. He broke one against
Jimmy Horn is the real deal.
Yeah, I like Jimmy Horn. He's a fan favorite. Jimmy Horn. No shot at Nick Scott. All right. So
Jimmy Horn.
So trade deadline happened this week. A lot of big moves. Did the Panthers miss out on making any moves?
No, I think the Panthers need to concentrate on the Carolina Panthers. And what I mean by that is when you trade and you bring somebody in the mid-season, it's a little awkward because now they got to be a really good veteran that can just go ahead and seamlessly fall in line. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You take Shaheed going to the Saints, right? Well, I mean, from the Saints to the Seattle Seahawks. Well, guess what? He knows what a 9 route is. He knows what a slant is. He knows all the stuff. So all he got to know was, hey, run this route.
Yeah.
And now he needs to be him. Now, of course, that you got the quarterback has to go ahead and learn how he does some things, but by and large, he'll go, oh, okay. I can figure that out.
Yeah.
Bringing somebody in from a defensive standpoint,
yeah,
and at a safety or linebacker, very difficult because there's too much stuff that you got to do. Like a corner, I can tell you go cover 3, cover 1, boom, you're covered. Edge rush, I can tell you rush off the edge.
Yeah.
Okay. Those other positions, strong safety, free safety, middle linebacker. Okay. It's totally different because there's too much communication that you got to do.
And
too much.
Speaking of corner, Asante Samuel Jr., I believe, came in for a tryout. I don't know what's going to happen with that. So much can change between now and Sunday. One more question. What is the secret sauce to keeping what's the secret sauce with the Carolina Panthers offensive line? Because despite injuries, they have been rolling.
So one thing, this is unique to every offensive line. they're probably one of the funniest groups in the locker room.
Yeah.
Right? They're probably one of the closest groups in the locker room.
Oh, that is true.
They hang out together. They're always with each other. On the road, they're together. You know, they really are. They're not much more fragmented as maybe defensive backs are.
Right.
Snap, but that group, typically the funniest group, pranksters, and they're always together, all of them. That's one of the secret sauces because the fact that they're such a tight knit group, and then they have to be tight knit because, dude, if one of those dudes mess up, see, it doesn't matter. You're gonna call a play, right? And it's gonna go to the right hand side.
Yeah.
You're gonna do a toss sweep right. So we're gonna do a 28 toss sweep right. But just say if you're the guy who's your left tackle, just say he gets beat. Now that toss sweep, if he runs down the line, which means not follow the what's say, but takes a shortcut and run down the line. If he comes back, he's gonna knock out. He's gonna knock out your running back.
I don't want to see.
He's gonna knock it out. So here's the deal. They have to be really good at what they do, and they have to be right all the time as a group. They have to, because if one of those guys mess up, typically your quarterback sack, typically your running back or something's going on. That's a big mishap because of the offensive line.
Shout out to the offensive line because they've been holding it down despite injuries. So,
Coach Gilbert, shout out.
You know who else is holding it down? Us.
You know,
and Carlene.
Holding
it down. Holding it down.
Talk about the Gamecocks like you always do.
What's the Gamecock? We talked about the Gamecock. Y'all lost this.
We did lose to Ole Miss at home.
Yep.
We're off this week. Good news.
I know that's a good news.
Bad news, we have A&M the week after. Yeah, that's the silence is right.
But I think though, I think you better watch out. I think you might be able to surprise A&M.
You tell them. You go
I think it might be a surprise, A&M. We'll see. We'll see.
USC, get well soon. On that note, week 10 in the books. We still have the game, of course, but we'll see you back here next week. Every Thursday during the NFL season, we have a recap and looking ahead, previewing for the week ahead. My bald brother,
you know that's right,
Eugene Robinson, you know what I'm saying, was rubbed the head. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys for watching.
This thing right here, God sent. When I saw it on the TikTok shop, I grabbed it immediately. That's what bubbles and I get tired of doing bubbles all day long. Now I don't have to. I just pull out this rocket bubble gun, and we got bubbles all day long. Okay. It's getting warmer outside. You can take it to the park, go outside in the front yard, go outside in the backyard, and have a ball for like an hour. You already know, for an hour, they are entertained with bubbles. They even come with a rechargeable battery and extra bubbles.
One, Chris. Panthers are only one game back in the loss column for a wild card spot. Only one. Wow. It's amazing that we're even here and that there are actual expectations on this team. Well, let's dive into it. Let's get this sucker started.
Get dialed in, Panthers fans. Here comes an in-depth look at your team. Exclusive interviews, locker room insight. Let's huddle up for Panthers Playbook, presented by Wake Orthopedics, a Wake Med physician practice. Here are your hosts, Dennis Cox and Chris Lee.
Welcome back to another episode of Panthers Playbook. That's Chris Lee. Dennis Cox here with you. Panthers Playbook sponsored by Awake Orthopedics. Folks, we need you to do a couple things here real quick. We need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. But most importantly, now that the Panthers are 5-4, do you expect them to make the playoffs? Now they're in contention. Halfway through the season, they're in contention. But Chris, I think the most important thing we need to discuss about what this Panthers team is, or one of the things we need to discuss, is this Panthers team has earned the right to be in the conversation. Maybe they're not a Super Bowl contending team. Maybe they're not even going to make the playoffs this season, but they earned the right to be in the conversation, and that is a major step forward for this franchise.
Huge step forward. I mean, right now, me and you were talking about basically somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 to 9 wins for the year. And, you know, depending on what they do to close out the year in this last stretch of 8 games, they could exceed that. You know what I'm saying? So,
very well.
That's going to be a very interesting thing to watch. And those last 3 weeks of the season get very interesting. You have the Bucs twice. You have Seattle Seahawks there as well in that mix. So, like, which Seahawks team do you get? The Seahawks team that is, you know, still fighting for some sort of playoff position with the NFC West, or a Seahawks team that's like, we've already got our position. We can maybe start, you know, taking it down just a little bit, or you know, whatever. Like, you just don't know, right? So, like, anything can end up happening this year. It's going to be very interesting to see how everything ends up playing out. But then also, how does the team end up handling the fact that you are now going to have expectations? And I think that for at least for 2 games, you're definitely going to have be favorites by Las Vegas. And that's for sure the next 2 games against the Saints. What ends up happening with some of those other games too? So a lot of things to kind of parse through and to sift out and see how the team handles.
The back half of this schedule is tough. You got the Rams. And the Seahawks. Seahawks, like you mentioned, both those teams are tied right now for the NFC West. So those teams are obviously competing for not only just maybe a wild card spot, but 6-2 right now is the best record in the NFC, which is what currently is being held by the Philadelphia Eagles. 6-2 is also Tampa. Like you say, you got them twice as well. So you've got multiple games coming up. And you also have the San Francisco 49ers, who are only a half game back. They're 6-3, half game back of the LA Rams and the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC West. So they're fighting for a playoff spot themselves. You have 5 games against teams that are contenders in the NFC. I say contenders contending for a playoff spot. 5. Five. Going full Harlem Heat once again over here. But it's a tough back end of the schedule. Yeah, you have the Saints twice and you have the Falcons, but overall, this is not a cupcake. This is not a cakewalk. This is not going to be easy for this Panthers team. And for the first time, Chris, this Panthers organization and this group of guys are truly like supposed to win this game coming Sunday. Like, you look at the game between this 5-4 team. I would say maybe against the Jets, they should have won that game. That's, you and I had that belief. But now everyone collectively is looking at it and going, you should win this.
You should win that game. Yeah,
you should. And this is something I've said multiple times. This applies to a lot of different sports.
If I were him, I'd bundle my home and auto and pick up the real victory. Savings.
Are you talking about bowling?
No. Bundle, Jan. Bundle. Bundle and save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You got a massive win against the Green Bay Packers. How do you follow it up? If you have a dud and you lose to the Saints, now you're 5-5, just having lost to one of the worst teams in the NFL, a team that just traded away 2 players. You know, like a team that is openly admitting we're trying to get ready for next year. You can't lose this game after winning against Green Bay. You can't follow up with a dud. How do you follow it up is the most important thing. Anyone can be good for one game or for 1 week. You have to back it up and be consistent.
And I believe this came from Joe Person, this is the first time that the Panthers have been favored to win a game by at least a score, right, since week 3 of 2021. So you're talking about 4 years. It's been since the team has been at this level. Now they, of course, are favored to win that Jets game, but it was only like 1.5. Right now, the line is I think 5.5 as we're talking about this game, and I feel like that's almost a little too low. But maybe they're factoring in some low scoring games from the Carolina Panthers and the way that their offense looks. But as you said, the expectations are there, and I would also hope that now the belief is there.
Yeah.
Not only to just beat the Saints, right? Of course, this is the game that you got to focus on, but now you can believe. You went into one of the most hostile environments in the NFL, one of the hardest places to win in the NFL. You're talking about the ultimate home field advantage for the Green Bay Packers. Like, I don't know if any other team, maybe besides the Eagles is the next team that kind of pops in my mind, that has a better, and also the Chiefs, has a better home field advantage than the Green Bay Packers. And they are on a roll this year. And you went into that place and got that win. So what's to stop you from going to the 49ers and possibly getting the win? We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but these are the things that you have to think about. Then also, we talked about the Rams and the Seahawks. Both of those games are at home. So you've been great at home besides the Bills game. And now maybe Dave Canales, I think Dave Canales is starting to understand what the team is. He's starting to understand how to control the game as a head coach. Coming in with the strategy of, where do we want to take the ball, when, because of the weather, things like that. The strategy of making sure that we're feeding Rico Dowdle the ball and we're not going to switch and alternate, who's going to have the ball on which possession was a huge, huge call in my mind. So if this team on all facets within the offense, defense, special teams, also coaching continues to get better as they see better teams, you might see possibly those blowout games starts to go away. And I would hope for their sake, if they want to become a playoff team, that they do go away.
Oh, yeah. I 100% agree. It's one thing to earn the right to be in the conversation. It's another thing to earn the right to stay in the conversation. Because right now, again, as I said, they earned the right, as of right now, again, de facto halfway through the season. They've earned that right to be, hey, watch out. Watch out for that team.
Yeah.
You're not going to push them around. I know Dave Canales, I remember it was a J.C. Horn at the beginning or before the season even started, said, not a lot of teams are going to want to play us. And we're not going to be an easy out.
Yeah.
And now they showed the rest of the league that you're not sneaking up on anybody. You go, like you said, Chris, you go into one of the toughest places to play in Lambeau Field and you come out with a win, you put the rest of the league on notice. You're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. You're not. Simply put, you're not going to sneak up on anybody. Everyone's going to look and go, wait, Panthers have a winning record.
And I do think that was a factor in that game, because it felt to me, watching the game versus Green Bay, that Green Bay felt like we can come back at any point in this game and get this win. Like, it shouldn't have been this close. Things are happening, whatever. They've done a good job coming in and controlling the ball and, making sure they're getting the ball out quickly, and Micah Parsons isn't getting, isn't feasting the way that we thought he was going to feast, or things like that, right? But now that you've gotten that win, now that the Carolina Panthers, if you're looking at the playoff standings, are literally right below that cutoff line. Now, you're right. San Francisco is not going to sit back and say, oh, we got the Panthers. This is an off week. No, they're probably going to end up giving you your best. The Rams are not going to come to Charlotte and say, oh, we just got the Panthers. We can go get a quick dub and see some of our old friends and pals who are on the coaching staff and who are on the roster, and we go back to LA with the win. You're going to get their absolute best. Now there are going to be special schemes against Rico Dowdle. There are going to be special schemes to keep, the ball away from J.C. Horn, like there already has been. But, you're going to see that even more. So how do the Panthers deal with that? And if the offensive line continues to, have some injuries, what are they going to start scheming up to try to, confuse guys on the offensive line, take advantage of that, try to get some more sacks and cause more havoc? So we'll just kind of have to see how that ends up happening from other team standpoint. But now, Panthers, you have to be ready for this. You're no longer just the pushover team that's the automatic dub. You're not just going to be the team that somebody's going to have a get-right game against anymore. Now people are going to go into this making sure that we're going to give you our best as well, because we don't want to be like what the Green Bay Packers just did. We don't want to be like some of these other teams, Atlanta, who lost to you. We want to make sure we come away with this victory.
I think something that's going to eventually lead into that, I think it's this team finding a level of consistency.
Yeah.
Because I think this...
Yeah.
Because if you look at the 4 losses that they've had this year, it wasn't a close game against Jacksonville. It really wasn't. Arizona, you kind of made it interesting, but for 50-something minutes of that game, it really wasn't that close.
No.
You get blown out at New England. You get blown out at home by the Bills. And then you've had 4 close wins, 4 3-point wins. And then you had the kind of an outlier of a game, I guess you could say, in terms of the 30-0 win. There hasn't been much consistency with this team on a week-to-week basis. I think that's something that you and I want to see, is a consistent Panthers team where all aspects of the game are clicking on all cylinders. From the run game continuing to do what it's doing, the defense getting stops in the red zone. Yeah, you might be getting up a bunch of yards, but getting stops in the red zone. And the passing game evolving and growing as well. We want to see all aspects and phases of this game clicking on all cylinders. So that way they're not having to just grind out wins. It's good to know that you can grind out wins, but I would like to see a comfortable 31-17 win. I would like to see that from this team. I really would. I think that's the next step in the evolution of this team.
And guess when they can do that?
This weekend.
You spend $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
It's possible.
Yes.
You got to make sure you put it together. Now, like the Saints still have a really good front seven, on defense.
They got a couple guys out there.
DeMario Davis is still there, and you have some guys that, can possibly break the game open on the offensive side.
Yeah, Chris Olave. I mean, Alvin Kamara's still there.
And
I know they traded Rashid Shaheed, but
I'm glad
he's gone.
I'm glad he's gone, because they could not contain that guy last year. But the thing is, with that game, you have that opportunity to do that, and we kind of lightly touched on it this past Sunday when we did the post game. Not only if you win the game, you go 6-4, but then you carry extra momentum to Atlanta, where you could possibly go 7-4, leading into your game. I believe that would be right before the Rams game. So
right before 49ers.
Right before the 49ers. You're right.
Monday
Sorry,
Night Football.
Got that flipped. But the reason why that is important, as you just pointed out right there, is to be able to have that confidence that, one, we can win anyway. As you said, that Atlanta game right now is the outlier. And this is no disrespect to the Panthers or anything like that, because I know people don't really listen to what we say with nuance. But them winning 30-0 versus Atlanta is more indicative of what was going on with Atlanta that day versus anything that was happening with the Carolina Panthers. Now, they definitely deserve to win. And I think if Atlanta had scored in that game, the Panthers still would have won. But Atlanta really shot themselves in the foot in that game overall, which is why the score ended up looking the way it did. Just like the Panthers often, have often shot themselves in the foot in the past, which is why you see these blowout losses. It's not really indicative of how good the Arizona Cardinals or the Jacksonville Jaguars are, even though those are still pretty good teams. You have that opportunity to do that today, to assert your will on this Sunday, and to have that extra momentum. And I think that's what's needed right now. Dennis, I know I'm kind of long-winded here. But I just spoke to NC State's football team earlier today as we were recording. And I asked, we saw that upset win that they had at home versus Georgia Tech. After losing to Duke, after losing to Virginia Tech, right, you're not expecting NC State to go in there and get that type of a win. And they were able to beat the number 8 team in the country. So I asked a few players, because I know coaches aren't going to answer this, but what is the room like? What is the atmosphere like after winning that type of a game? And they all said, practice has been better. There's a pep in everybody's step. There's more juice. People are paying attention a little bit more. Things are clicking a little bit more. And when you continue to win, when you have these big-time wins and you're putting yourself on a roll like that, all of a sudden, practice looks better. Then all of a sudden, you show up on Sundays just a little bit better. And all of a sudden, when things get hard where you floundered before, all of a sudden, you know what to do in that situation and you succeed. It's very, very much so important that they get this win on Sunday. This is probably one of the first must-win games that the Panthers have had in a long time.
Yeah, it validates what you did on Sunday against Green Bay.
Yes.
It did. That's the thing. You need to validate it for yourself. And you get the sense, Chris, we hear Canales talk during the week and hearing players, there's something special in that locker room brewing.
Yeah.
And when you and I, I think it was last week when we did our midseason grades, when you and I talked about coaching, you specifically hit on, when it came to Canales, about how he really has changed the culture of this program or this franchise. You're noticing that he and Dan Morgan, they have found the guys that fit what they want to do.
Yep.
They really that fit the identity of what they want their culture to be. And then not just from a physical standpoint, what they do on the field, but in an intangible way in terms of how they carry themselves in the locker room as well.
It's a functional locker room.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because you and I go in the locker room post-game after home games. You and I are fortunate enough to be able to go in the locker room. Even after losses, you can still feel there's the cohesion there.
Yep.
Early on last season, there were that week 2 loss against the LA Chargers. Didn't quite feel that, even though there's a lot of the same guys, but that doesn't mean that it was all perfect and kumbaya. It took time.
It was even worse in 2023 and 2022 and 2021.
Yeah. It was. It was. There's something special going on down there on Mint Street. There really is. And they can validate that even further with a win. Go blow out the Saints. Go blow them out. Don't even make it 27-7 at the end of the first half. Go blow this team out.
I mean,
you can.
Let's be realistic.
Because you can.
Let's be realistic. At least by 2 scores. And that could be 10 points. That could be 10 points. But
go beat this team's ass.
A comfortable, but still a comfortable win. And I think that's enough of an ass kicking as if you want to get that. I don't know. I don't know if the Panthers are the team to be leading 27-7 at the end of the half.
Make it happen.
We'll have to see.
But
they're getting there. That's the thing. We're getting there.
We're getting there. Say, there's no limit to our offense. Call us cash money.
Make them say, ah.
There's a lot more things I could say. But I can't. I can't, Chris.
You know what? You're right. That is the New Orleans team. You bring up the New Orleans stuff. They should also play, the DJ should play that great Snoop Dogg record featuring C Murder and Fiend. Can't say the lyrics right here, but you know what I'm talking about. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, Saints, F y'all. 'Cause I'm down with my Panthers.
If you're down with your Panthers, we got 2 words for you. Leave comments.
Those are the 2 words.
Panthers Playbook is sponsored by Wake Orthopedics. Again, subscribe if you haven't already. We love y'all. We appreciate the comments.
The whole thing.
Go ahead, Chris. We'll see you guys on Sunday after the game.
we should not be surprised that we are seeing volatility. You still do have a sort of K-shaped market. In the near term, caution is warranted.
It's early to abandon any bullish call. We own what we own. If the market goes down and these stocks go down, we're going to buy more.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Make sure you go to my second YouTube channel, S.L.R Sports News TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment over there. Both helps my channel grow, get more viewers, more subscribers. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. I got the Carolina Panthers losing to the New Orleans Saints Sunday. Keep pounding. I'm out.